Welcome back. Well, hot off the press, the 69th Emmy Award nominations are in. Did your favorite show or actress get a nod? Joey's got the scoop on who made the cut this year. But before we dive into the list, congratulations to First Coast News' networks, NBC and ABC. Together, honey, they racked up 98 nominations. That is awesome.
That is
so,
cool.
Joey, I'm going to go ahead and throw it to you. Who walked away the happiest?
So when it comes to platforms, which are like platforms, what they call channels, but with streaming they call it platforms.
Okay.
HBO racked up 111 nominations, which they had the most nominations last year. Yeah. They are still the #1 cable channel, even without Game of Thrones, which was ineligible this year. Netflix, no shock there. They crank out so much
they're
content.
killing
91.
It, yeah.
NBC, out of the big four, actually led with 64 nominations, which, if you remember, a few years ago, NBC was not doing the greatest, and now NBC is racking them up. They are the big dog.
Wait, should I know this Game of Thrones? True, full disclosure, I don't watch Game of Thrones.
I don't either.
I'm probably the only
And
one.
why? And by the way,
Well,
why
why
was
were
Game
they-
of Thrones ineligible?
Right. That's what I was
Because
gonna
they
ask
didn't
you.
release any content in the season. Same thing of like, if you don't
Okay.
put out an album during the time that the Grammys are eligible, you're not getting nominated.
Don't
So,
you think if they had, they would have killed?
For sure, because
Yeah.
the thing about, what I love about the Emmys is there are so many categories that are very much like costumes and hair and writing and lighting. And Game of Thrones is such a creative show.
Yeah.
That it just gives them the potential to
I'm gonna
earn
watch
all
it
those
this
sort of
year.
things.
You are not.
It's on my bucket list. It is. It's on my bucket list.
So I was really excited to see the big hits because #1 on your list is my favorite.
Yes. First off, it's an NBC show. We're not just saying because we're on NBC, but if you have not seen This Is Us, there's no hope for you.
No.
Here's what you do. Binge watch it, but have tissues with you because you're just going to sob
It
start to
really
finish.
I cannot
is
wait.
emotional.
It's-
It is so
it's
emotional.
such a
and
good-
it's well written. It's
such
well
a
acted.
It's such a family show. And I read an article that said the reason it's so successful, it's nominated for Best Drama Series. It's got 11 nominations, which I think really shocked people because I thought people thought Sterling K. Brown, who plays Randall, he's phenomenal.
Yes.
He's great.
Yes.
Phenomenal. And I thought, people thought drama series, nothing else. But for 7 acting nominations and writing and drama series, it's the first network drama series to be nominated for Best Drama Series since The Good Wife of 2011.
How about the fact, though, that Mandy Moore got the big snub?
She did. And
What
that's
did you think about that? Because she was the big star she was the anchor of that show.
We're going to get to your snubs in a minute
Yeah.
since she's on the list.
But Stranger Things, I'm thrilled for them. I don't think they're going to win drama series, but the fact that they're nominated, it's a big, big win for NBC. Another big hit that I think everybody was talking about was Stranger Things.
Love
Yes.
it.
It's probably, I think there are 2 shows that have defined Netflix: Orange is the New Black
Yeah.
and Stranger Things.
And House of Cards.
And House of Cards.
Definitely.
Stranger Things blew people away last year, and I was thrilled for them. 18 nominations total, and they just announced that season 2 will premiere October 27th.
And how about Millie
So
Bobby
wait,
Brown?
Let's talk about, what did you just say? Kevin Spacey.
House of Cards.
I couldn't watch it this year because we have our House of Cards every
Right.
day. I could not get into it like I have in the past. And
Really?
They weren't, yeah. I mean,
Do you
they
think
weren't-
that affected their
Absolutely.
chances at the Emmys? People
totally
people
do.
are turning on the news every night and feel like it's a
I
real life
could not-
version
right.
of
A
it.
little bit.
Right.
Yeah.
In some sense. And so maybe people have a little fatigue on House of
Well,
Cards.
it's a very political season, which is probably why SNL racked up 22 nominations, which is another big NBC show. They have, built the season around the political spectrum. It is the most nominations they've ever gotten in a year in their 40-year career. That's insane. And a lot of it, Alec Baldwin nominated. If he doesn't win
Yeah.
for playing President
Yes.
Trump, I'll be
he
shocked.
has to.
Melissa McCarthy was nominated for playing
Has
Sean
to, yeah.
Spicer. I think they got like 11 acting noms. I mean, that's impressive.
Yeah.
And they deserve it. I mean, they've seen
sure.
the biggest ratings of their career.
How about not just Alec Baldwin and Melissa McCarthy, but Kate McKinnon,
Kate
on
McKinnon,
that
who
show?
I love.
She is brilliant. She
Right.
can play any character. She is so fast.
I
She's
love her.
so quick.
Not to mention,
She's so
she played
funny.
the piano. She played Hallelujah
Very
the
Yeah.
day after
Very true.
Hillary lost.
Right, and so the talent on that, and SNL, has come and gone with its kind of bench of talent.
Agreed.
This
Completely
year, they
agree.
are on fire with their, just the talent of these
Yeah.
comedians.
Right.
It's amazing.
So we're going to move on to Bonnie's favorite list.
The snubs.
The snubs.
One of the biggest snubs that I think shocked people, but it didn't shock people, if that makes sense. Jimmy Fallon was shut out of Variety sketch series, and a lot of people weren't shocked because if you've been watching late night television, which I love late night television, everybody has gone very political. Fallon has not. And since the inauguration, he has not been the #1 late night show. And that's kind of noted because last year Stephen Colbert got snubbed. People thought this is a sign that CBS made a bad decision hiring Colbert. But since the election, Colbert is the #1 late night show and it's become the critical darling. So a lot of people were thinking, have the tables turned? Jimmy Fallon didn't get one, I don't believe, for hosting, for show, or for writing. That's a
big burn on
It was
Fallon.
a big move for Colbert, and I think he was expected to be replaced by James Corden. I mean, it was just a certain amount of time.
But Donald Trump for him was the gift that keeps on giving.
Well, he's almost exactly how he was in The Daily Show.
He really is, in his own show. All he's done is drop the
Right.
character. He's still doing the same kind of shtick, the same kind of political commentary. Now the culture has kind of come around to that again.
Another big snub, which I think a lot of people were shocked by, was Oprah Winfrey. She was in a great HBO movie called The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks. Critics raved and said it was her best acting since The Color Purple. So when her name wasn't called, it was kind of a shocker. The movie itself did get nominated, and I think it probably stands a good chance of winning. But it's interesting because Oprah's one of those people. Sometimes you just nominate Oprah, so she'll come.
It's Oprah.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, sure.
Another big snub, we kind of mentioned this, Kevin Spacey. He is kind of the spearhead of House of Cards, but the critics didn't love this season. People kind of thought.
I couldn't even watch
I
it.
watched
I watched one
like we kind of
episode, I
said,
was
people were
done.
like, we're seeing it.
I watched the whole season. It was not as good this year. It just wasn't.
I've heard that.
The plot lines were just kind of ridiculous. Like they kind of jumped the shark a little bit this year. As good as it was in the past.
Another
Yeah.
big snub that shocked me, whether you loved it, whether you hated it, was Netflix's 13 Reasons Why. Because it got a lot of people talking. And the Emmy voters are known to acknowledge shows, whether they're great or bad, if it gets people talking. Especially for Catherine Langford, who played Hannah in 13 Reasons Why. I thought she would at least get a nomination.
Well, I just want to say one thing before we move on to the final category. If you look at what the big role that comedy plays in our society, because of the election, not only Saturday Night Live, but Samantha Bee, John Oliver, James Corden, Bill Maher, and Bill Maher, and Stephen Colbert. I mean, it is a huge part of what this country is.
For sure.
They've really done a good job just capitalizing on all of this political turmoil that's going on right now. And they've got some really quick writers and producers. They're coming up with really fast, hard-hitting jokes. I mean, whether you like them or don't like them or agree or disagree with, they're mostly liberal guys, but they're doing a good job of riding that wave.
Right.
We want to finish your list if we can. What are the surprises?
The biggest surprises were for Milo Ventimiglia from This Is Us. He plays Jack, and there's a great episode where Jack takes young Randall to a karate lesson. Do you know what I'm talking about? If you didn't cry on that episode. But also, I was thrilled for Millie Bobby Brown, who plays Eleven in Stranger Things. The Emmys are known to kind of snub younger talent. So the fact that she was nominated, I think she's like 13 at the most.
She's phenomenal.
And fun fact, she's a Florida girl. So represent. She's phenomenal. She's not going to win, but still, the fact that she's nominated and Stranger Things got the recognition that it did, I'm thrilled.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm surprised at is Shameless.
Yeah.
What?
Okay.
Shameless? That's
Okay.
the biggest snub.
But I think Shameless
Yes.
is another Game of Thrones sort of thing, that it didn't put anything out in the
didn't?
window.
Shameless is a train wreck you cannot turn away from.
And I'm
at
happy
all.
to say I turned Henny
You
on to
did.
Shameless.
You turned me on and out. What about that? Thank you, Joy. We certainly appreciate you being here. The 69th Emmy Awards are September 17th, and you already know we're going to be talking about it, so be sure and tune in for that. All right, coming up next, a closer look at recent travel restrictions. Find out what you need to know before your next trip. Stick around. We'll be right back.